Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club Friday, January 9, 2026, my friends. We are going to rock and roll this morning. We're going to get started right about now. Chris Johnstone in the house, as usual.
Good morning.
I hope you brought your cigarettes, because you're going to need one afterward, as usual.
Be juice.
Joe's waving at us. What's up, Joe? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Jen Woodland. Hey, Jen, Chris has got something he needs to talk to you about after the show. Just so you know, you were in the discussion in the green room, and you have been nominated for something. So
Jen's about to be voluntold.
Yeah.
Voluntold.
Voluntold. Okay, I'm up for it. Maybe.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Glad to have you all here. Of course, today is, our AI Fridays. We're going to go through some fun AI stuff with Chris Johnstone. And I know we're going to get a lot out of it. And today you were going to talk about, how we can get a bunch of business out of the non-qualified or the not qualified agents, which is...
Yes.
I love it because, I won't steal your thunder or anything, but to get business out of them is, high tech, high touch, low effort, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but you got to have a big honking list, but you'll get into that. So let's check in on everybody and see how everybody did yesterday.
Yeah.
How did everybody do yesterday? Who's got something they can share from yesterday? Who had a great day yesterday, and what was it? Come on, let's start it with something positive. Oh, you know what? Do me a favor too. Put your favorite Bible verse in the chat too. If you got one handy, you want to put it in the chat? Put it in the chat. We need some spiritual uplifting this morning.
Oh, man, Frank,
So-
you know what hit me this week? Let
What?
your yes be yes, and let your no be no. That was a verse I stumbled across this week, and I was like, oh, man, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that is so good. Let your yes, don't swear on anything, but just let your yes be yes and your no be no. It is. You know what? We should have such a simple life. You know what I mean? Here's the thing:
Hey.
the divine life is a simple life. You
Hey,
know
yeah,
what I
but
mean?
wait,
It's
wait a
righteous
second.
life.
Wait a second. Let's not share the just let your no be no to the lovely Mrs. White. We'll just kind of, we'll gloss over that part.
Yeah.
Gloss.
Yeah. Well, you could always. Well, I won't get into that. That's not a good thing to say right now. Anyway, so how'd it go yesterday, man? What's going on?
Frank.
Somebody give me some good stuff. What?
Hey, dude, I don't know about you guys, but our year-to-date applications, like in my branch, our year-to-date,
Up?
it's up over last year. It sure is.
Mm.
And it's early, right? I get it's January the 9th. We've only had 4 or 5 days, but it's and it's not by little. Like it's a substantial margin.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting?
Are you guys feeling that too? Others out here feeling that? Feeling a little
Are y'all feeling,
uptick?
like activity? Like, are you feeling? Are you seeing activity?
Are you? Come on. Joe, let's talk to Joe. He's engaged this morning. Joe, you are so engaged. What is happening, man? How you doing, brother?
Frank, just as a heads up, Joe's on our team. He's
No
one of our
wonder.
associates. Oh, okay.
No wonder. Still good. Yeah. Are you in Canada?
Yeah,
No. It's all making sense now.
It's cold.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah. Well, it's all making sense now. But dude, love your enthusiasm, man. Thanks.
Yeah, Greg says
Appreciate
it's busier. Cindy said definitely busier.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
It's wild out there.
It is
Yeah.
for so early, but it's good. It is.
Wow.
Brian's in the chat saying, I had a great realtor meeting yesterday.
Let's hear about it. Where's he at? Let's go. Come on.
Brian Clemens, where's my Jersey brother?
Come on.
I'm here.
Tell us about it. How'd it go?
I went out to first realtor meeting with a qualified agent. Had a great talk, coffee, just, learned about her. And she, wanted some programs that we had, and she's a teacher, so we have some teacher programs. And then she added me as an admin to her Facebook group of 7,100 members.
Very nice.
Good.
Good for you.
I said
man.
that was a good day.
Yeah.
That's a good conversation. Yeah.
And
Wonderful, man.
Angela, 3 contracts already.
What?
Marty, 3 closings already. I tell you,
11 in is it in a week? 3 closings already?
Applications this week.
I'm telling you, Yeah, it's not just it's not just me, it's the loan officers in our branch, and it's not just this. I got this one lady who like it's. I'm not going to call it a wave, but I would say it's a definite incoming tide for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? We'll move on to Chris after this. So, my wife, she sells real estate. We all know that. She's got two listings coming up right now, which is just weird that both of them are kind of barely going to make any money on the sale, but they don't care. They want to sell and move anyway. It's kind of weird. Like two of them. You don't really see that very often now because you got, most people have some equity. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just thought it was odd that there's two of them back to back that don't care.
Well, but for us,
Yeah.
I mean, in a weird way, I say us, I mean us as loan officers here.
Yeah.
If prices soften a little bit, it's not a bad thing for us.
No. Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. I mean,
Yeah.
we might feel a little bit like with all that equity that we got, the refi, but we're not losing that. We gained like a tremendous amount of equity the last 4 or 5 years. As for sure, it's pulling back a little bit, but there's still plenty of equity to do the refi, and frankly, it's becoming a little bit more affordable. People come out of the woodwork. I saw another report. It said more mortgages start with a 6 now than a 3. So that's good. That means people are getting off those COVID interest rates, and
Right.
a higher percentage start with a 6 that's in the market, not applying for a mortgage, but that's in the market.
Right.
More houses.
Yeah.
If you
Get
do a
it.
search, more houses are mortgaged with a 6 interest rate, or 6
Then
and
a
7
3.
than a 3, and so that
was the lock-in effect is what they were
yeah,
calling
so
that.
We're
And
seeing
then
a softening.
now it's
of that.
softening. Yeah, it's smoothing out, and that's good news for everybody. Yeah, it really is. Well, fun
And I
stuff.
saw that other thing, Chip and Walt just put in again. This is not a political show, but where the current administration instructing his representative to buy 200 billion in mortgage bonds. Now I get it; that's not a huge amount, but it's like all these things is having a stacking effect. It's good, and because of that, we need to automate a lot of our stuff, don't we, Chris?
We do. And hey, let me help segue this. So let me help Carl. So you were saying that your company last year, 51% of the business came from non-qualified agents.
Or my branch. So it just
Your branch.
I own the
Yeah.
company. Right.
Yeah.
51% non-qualified agent, or 50. I think it was 53. I think I might have misspoke. It's 53.
So a good number.
More than most.
Yeah. So then it's really, it would behoove us. That's a great word. Behoove us. How do you even spell behoo? Is that really a word?
Behoove
us?
us.
Who?
I think there's a V on the end of
You're
it.
missing the V, but in California,
behoove?
the V is silent in
Behoove?
California.
Is that what it is? Behoove?
Behoove.
Like victory's not victory, it's ickery. Ictory. Ictory.
Thank you. All right. Well,
You got me,
that's why, well, anyway, thank you for the correction. Behoove of us to figure out how to get that done. And that's where Mr. Chris Johnstone is going to fill us in right here, right now. Let's go for it.
All right, Frank, this is going to be fun. So I'm interested in the chat if anybody else is seeing that, as far as where'd you get your deals from last year, and from your real estate agents, what was your mix of unqualified agents to qualified agents? And Carl, maybe we should just qualify, like, what is a qualified agent? So that's somebody that's doing 8 or more buy-side transactions in the last 12 months. Is that right?
That's right. So 8 and above is qualified. 7 and below is
Not.
and we need to find a better word, but you get the idea. That is not qualified. Yeah.
And they're all great, just different. And so the qualified agents that are doing 8 or more buy-side transactions, they fit into the daily success plan. And those are the ones that you're putting your calls, time, money, effort, you're on call stars every day. So what we're talking about is that other segment of the market that you can't dedicate that amount of time and effort to just because there's so many of them. And well, it's weird to reach out every week to somebody who's only going to do 1 or 2 deals a year. Like it's weird for them, it's weird for you. So what is the strategy that we can really build? Now, I don't want to go too deep into the newsletter ethos, Um, but newsletters are a really big deal. How many of you are subscribed to a newsletter that you get either daily or weekly? And it's just like you look forward to it coming, it comes, you open it, you engage in it. I've got a bunch of them for AI, I've got a bunch of them for health, a bunch of them for parenting. And it's just really good information. I can access it when I want, go in, read it. It's great.
If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time.
Well, if you compare that to potentially social media, and you take all this time and effort, you put it into social media, you blast it out there, the algorithm really gets to decide who gets to see it, how long they get to see it, whether they can find it afterwards. There's all this weirdness that goes into it. A new newsletter just sits in their inbox, they can access it, they look forward to it. And for me, it's a way for us to build relationship at scale. So if you're on our email list or you've signed up for the class with Chris that we do every Friday at noon, you'll know that I send an email pretty much every day, Monday to Friday. It's how I start my day. I write an email for everybody that goes out. That's a newsletter. So, Carl, we took all of our data and all of our analytics from last year. Our open rate, sending an email every single day, Monday to Friday, 36%.
That's high.
Isn't that
Hey,
crazy?
yeah, and just to set precedence of what norm is, like normally, if you're just grabbing a list and emailing it out, around 4%. If it's a really super warm and fuzzy list, about 16%. Like 16% is considered really good in the email world. And
And what
I'm emailing mom or dad or sister or my sister Jen but just like when you're doing a broadcasting type thing, 16% is off the chart.
Yeah, my mom definitely put me in spam. I'm just saying. So, but the funny thing about that, Carl, is we also get to look at the stats from the loan officer CRM. And with our list and Frank, with some of the work that you're doing, what we've also found is that the longer that you send those emails out to those people, the more consistency that you have to it, the more your open rates go up. Because they're
And that's counterintuitive, Chris, because I see some
right.
questions in here. I love this topic where the most the most amount of sends that gets the most amount of opt-outs is once a month.
That's right.
Once a month gets the highest percentage of opt-outs than any other send. So it's very counterintuitive.
It really is. And daily emails are the ones that technically have the lowest unsubscribe rate. I saw a
Right.
question
That's
pop up
exactly
there.
right. That's
Totally
exactly
true.
right.
So, Allison, for our unsubscribe rate, we were sub 1%. So, and those emails are getting delivered. Yawanda, great question. Is there a fatigue of email receipt if it's too often? Often, what's the optimal frequency? And for this strategy, what we're looking to do, Carl, is to build that relationship and be there when they have the deal to send.
Yeah.
So I believe weekly. And you can pick your day, but either Friday or Monday. So Monday because they've been out over the weekend and potentially they've got somebody to work with, or Friday because you get them going into the weekend and you're top of mind and you're there to get the referral if they come across somebody on the weekend. So either Friday or Monday. I like to do mine on Friday because it lines up with the daily success plan. Monday through Thursday, I'm focused on the daily success plan. We spend Friday on these types of tech ideas. So the big idea here is we're going to make you the local market expert in your marketplace for all things mortgage and real estate so that you can use this for your past customers. But what we're really looking to do is to take all the unqualified agents in your marketplace and put them on a weekly newsletter. Now, I know as soon as I say that, everybody's like, that's too much work. That's super complicated. So we're just going to demystify the whole thing today and make it super easy using artificial intelligence. And I've got a prompt to give you. So Jen or Kristen or somebody helpful in the background, if we could just post that link in the chat. and then I'm going to share my screen. Carl, did you know this?
Tell me.
So I happen to be on a new laptop, and I upgraded my laptop over the holidays
Okay.
so that I could get access to ChatGPT Atlas. And that's ChatGPT's browser. This is kind of like a little bit of an aside.
Okay.
Um, so in this browser, I've got this button up here in the top right-hand corner where I can click ChatGPT, and it just pops ChatGPT right out inside the browser. And I
Hmm.
can ask it or work with any of the tabs that I have open, anything that I work with on my browser at any time, and it can take information from different tabs and work it all together. It's wild.
Shut up. Wow.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
Kevin Bilberry's doing that like crazy right now for the MoveTube stuff, and it's nuts.
It's nuts. Like it's changed workflows like crazy. But anyways, so this morning what I realized, Carl,
Tell me.
that if you have an old laptop that you're still getting all like your usernames and passwords and everything off of that sits beside the laptop that you're working on, and you just like leave your mouse over to the side, you can just move your mouse over to your old laptop and it uses it as a second monitor. No software, nothing to install. It just like moves over to the other screen.
What?
Yeah, it was wild. I did it this morning and I'm like, I know I haven't had coffee yet this morning, but I'm pretty sure that's
Oh,
weird.
could I screw with Maria?
I
Oh,
know, right?
man.
Yeah. So
Maria,
anyways,
what website are you on, honey?
I didn't know you felt that way, but okay.
Yeah.
all right. So I'm going to run a little bit quickly through this. Just know that at noon, we're literally going to dive into this and go from the very beginning, click all the buttons, and run the whole process out. So we've got a new link for everybody to register for that class. We're calling it LOAI Friday now, rather than Build It with Chris. So we've changed the name there, but you can go and register for that. So what I've got here is a prompt that you can swipe and deploy and put into your chat GPT. And this prompt will go out, do the market research in your local marketplace, and deliver back to you a newsletter. So you can copy, paste it into whatever CRM it is that you're using, use the subject line, and send it to all of the unqualified agents in your market. So every Friday, it's going to go out, and I'll show you the structure of the email that we
Hey,
put together
Chris,
here.
is,
Yeah.
is there any reason I wouldn't send it to like all my agents?
No, I think you should send it to everybody. And
Okay,
Carl, that's
okay,
a
okay.
great point.
I didn't know if there was like, here's one for unqualified and here's one for qualified. So like send it to all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Can I
And
dovetail? Can I dovetail on that? Because
of course,
I think that's what Steve's doing is he's got the big list separated unqualified and qualified. Same newsletter goes out, right?
yeah,
But on the qualified ones, he sees who opened it, and those are his new Thor's hammer calls.
Call them.
Yeah,
that's all awesome.
yeah.
That's amazing. And it's just that focused effort, right? High tech, high touch, low time, and just
Right.
focused on the ones that you've got the best opportunity to get the relationship with. So all you've got to do in order to make this prompt work is right up here where it says primary market, you put your market in there, where you want to be focused on, where you want ChatGPT to pull the information from. And then I'm using our 5-step perfect prompt framework where I give it a role, I give it a goal, and then I give it the task, right? And then down here, I give it the information and the actual layout for the newsletter for it to produce. So you just put your market right here, copy and paste the rest, and then go ahead and paste that into ChatGPT. Now, when you go to ChatGPT, this part's important, right? There's this little plus button over here on the left-hand side. This works on the free version and works excellent on the paid version. But when you go to build your conversation inside ChatGPT, you hit this little plus button. And then, Frank, you can see here, there's this thing that says deep research. And what this does is it gives ChatGPT the ability to go out and search the internet, visit websites, read articles, pull in information from all these different sources in order to answer the question. So if you just go in and give it a prompt, it'll just spit out a newsletter, but that newsletter won't really have local market statistics. It'll have just general information that the LLM knows about that market and things that are going on, but it won't have that week's information. So you have to take your ChatGPT, put it into deep research mode so that it will go to all of the websites and pull in this week's news, what's happening this week. So you put it into deep research mode, you copy and paste that, and then it's going to come back and ask you some questions. As far as I can tell, these questions are different all the time. It's just looking for a little bit more data to complete the task for you. So it asked me, do you have a preferred MLS or real estate data source you'd like me to prioritize? Should the listings be residential or residential and commercial? And are there any specific local news outlets or event calendars that you want me to take a look at for local news in the area? And if you have some, you can punch them in there. But all I did was say, no, I don't have an MLS, just residential, and no, just keep the news positive. It says, great, I'm going to go out and get started on this. And it completed the research and it took 10 minutes. It visited 16 sources and did 79 searches on the internet in order to compile all of the information about the market. Then it comes back and punches out this exceptional newsletter. So I did Fort Wayne, Indiana, just kind of picked the market. Fort Wayne's housing market is starting the new year on a steady footing. Average home value in our area is about 235,000, up 2.2% from last year. Gives us all the market stats about the market, and even gave a great stat of 1 in 4 houses are currently selling over market price. So great information there. Then we've got a featured property. And Carl, you and I had a conversation about this, where I know a guy who's running a newsletter, and all he does is he sends the 3 most expensive listings that have been listed in the marketplace that week. It's wildly popular and has become like a main business driver of his business because everybody wants to see the cool listings. So we put a featured property in there that features a really high-end property that people take a look at. Then we've got a rate environment update, financial market insights as to what's happening in the stock market, all that sort of things, and then local news and events. So it actually went out and picked events that are happening in Fort Wayne, Indiana over the weekend so that people have some things to do over the weekend because they're getting the newsletter on Friday. So there's in closing, and then we asked for the business. So at the end of every single newsletter, there's a call to action to actually send referrals and refer business over. Then it gives you all the sources. I said, that was great. Make the newsletter more concise. Great job capturing the market tone. Now, this section right here, if you see the AI doing anything where you've got feedback for it, you've got a specific piece of knowledge about the marketplace that you can give the AI, this is your opportunity to become the expert with ChatGPT. And it happens every single week. So this is incredibly important because we want everybody here in our community to be working towards being the expert that's recommended by ChatGPT to new customers. ChatGPT is taking over Google search. Not a doubt in my mind. So every week when you put ChatGPT into research mode, it pulls all that research, you turn it into a newsletter, and then you give it information back about the research that it's done. You're teaching the large language model, and every week you're becoming an expert that's teaching the AI as well as having your newsletter created for you. So it's a double whammy. And Frank, the more information that you can get about specialized loan products, specialized housing, like you should have a newsletter specific to the types of financing that you're looking to generate leads on. Because the more information that you teach the LLM about that topic, the more it sees you as the expert and it can recommend you to people that are researching those types of loans using AI. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I give it some feedback to show it that I'm the expert. And then it punches out this beautiful newsletter, which is absolutely great. So then I took that newsletter, I put it into the CRM, and I edited it the way that I wanted it to be. Added a photo, changed the languaging a little bit, made it sound like me. And then I went back to it and I said, here's the finalized version of the newsletter with my edits. Learn from this and use my style and format to create next week's newsletter. So now next Friday at 6 a.m., my ChatGPT account is just going to turn on, go into deep research mode, and do the research to produce next week's newsletter for me. And it's a task that I've set with the AI. So at the very bottom, you just say, make this a weekly task that starts on Friday mornings at 6 a.m. Cool.
Cool.
So then head on over to the Loan Officer CRM. We've got this menu bar over on the left-hand side that says qualified agents list. There's lots of great data tools out there. You don't have to use the Loan Officer CRM. We just make it easy for you. So what I did was I went in here, I found the location of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I put a filter on here of, and I'll just show you how it works in real time. So we're going to choose all the agents within 50 miles, and I'm going to add a filter here of buyer units, and I'm going to put greater than 1. And voila, Model Match now has 1,046 agents that I can put in here. And Carl, this is all the qualified agents and our, non-qualified agents.
But they're doing something.
Exactly.
Right. They did at least one deal. Mm-hmm.
At least one deal. And these are the ones that we want relationships with, and we want to be top of mind so that they remember us when they have that deal to send. So a couple of clicks, these come right into your CRM. Then inside the Loan Officer CRM, you go to marketing, email, and I literally did copy and paste from ChatGPT, and it created this. The only thing that I added was this picture of the mega listing that it found in its research. I did a Google search, found an image of it, and put the image in the newsletter as eye candy, just to make it look a little bit better. Whether you do or you don't do that, totally up to you. I would look into compliance on using real estate images on.
Hey, scroll up and down this newsletter just real quick.
Yep.
Scroll down, all the way down, keep going. Man, I'd put a picture of me also, just FYI.
Of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Great
picture
point,
of you
Carl.
in my newsletter, Carl.
Put a picture of me in your newsletter.
You're going to get more clicks, Frank. You're going to get more clicks. And so now we've got every Friday, your newsletter's produced by AI. You've got all of the agents in your local marketplace. You come in here, you hit send or schedule, and inside you put your name, your email address, the subject line, which is written for you by AI, but your name, local market, real estate update. And then down here, you choose your contacts and review and send. And you now have a weekly newsletter that asks for referrals, asks for business every single week. How do we do, Frank? Is that cool?
Wonderful. Man, you did it in record time too.
Thank you.
Chris, I'm sitting here thinking, so let's I'm just gonna pick the Florida market. I mean, there's zero reason I couldn't do that to Fort Myers, Tallahassee, Orlando, Ocala,
Totally.
Tallahassee, Claremont, so, and that looks pretty easy. So is it safe to say, and this is a real question, is it safe to say that I could get any 10th grader and teach them how to do that? And I don't know, if they were to pick 20 cities in Florida, like top populated 20 cities in Florida, and send that out. I mean, could that is 20 cities is 2 hours 2 hours a week a reasonable amount that could be done?
Easily, yes.
That's very interesting.
Yep. And the quality of the newsletter that you could produce with that amount of time, our first letter that I punched out took me 35 minutes. Start to finish, first time doing it. We're gonna.
No, I get it. First time's always the longest. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And we're actually going to do this at noon today, where we're going to go through, produce a newsletter, put it in the CRM, and go through all of the steps of getting everybody to the point where they can send their newsletter out. So everybody will have the longest and most frustrating experience today, which is sign up at noon.
Hey, and Chad just asked a great question. How many deep research prompts are we allowed to use per month? Is there like a limit or something? How does that work?
I believe there's a limit of 25. But what I've realized is that every time I get down to only having like 2 or 3 left, I'll show up the next day and all of a sudden I'll be back at the limit of 25. So I think it's like
Interesting.
it's an interesting scarcity thing that ChatGPT might be doing with that, but I've never run out
And I
of
wonder if you have the business. I know I have a business account where it's $30, like it's $30 for me, and Diane's on that same one for $30. So instead of 20, it's $30 per seat. I wonder if that gives me more deep dives.
I don't know that it does.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but so Frank and Carl, and Giancarlo, I see you, brother. Just give me just 1 second, all right? Um, if you're using the prompt stack that I gave away last year, you'll know that now you can take this newsletter content that you've created and give another prompt and say, create me a blog for my website. Create me a video script so that I can shoot a video with this week's market statistics. Write the email that goes to my past customers announcing the newsletter. You can write your Facebook post, your LinkedIn post, everything that drives people to this newsletter. So this can be an entire suite of content, not just a newsletter that goes to your agents. I wanted everybody focused today on just like get the research, get the agents, send the email. If you do just that, I believe that in a year's time of sending weekly emails on Friday, it's it's the local celebrity effect, Carl. People are just like, oh, Steven, I've seen your name. Absolutely. I know who you are, right? Because I've been getting this value from you for a consistent period of time. But you can also take it and repurpose it for your social media and get people on social media. We had somebody who got an invitation to a real estate agents group that had 7,000 people in it. What can you post in there to introduce yourself to those people and engage those people? A market update every Friday on what's happening in the local marketplace. So there's
Mhm.
all different ways that you can repurpose this one little deep research prompt into all aspects of your brand and putting that out into the market.
Yeah, I saw somebody ask a great question. Hey, what's the typical open rate? And that's a great question. But understand, like when you're talking about doing things at scale like this, like I'm going to use the number 10,000, sending out 10,000. That's I wouldn't even call that scale yet. Like for what he's talking about here, this can be massive. But like a even a paltry 4% open rate, which means 96% didn't, you still spoke to 400 agents that may could send you business. That at least you have the opportunity. So when you do it, you get more than a zero chance. It's a good question. I'm not making it. It's a great question. Because
Yep.
I would say, like from my experiences, and Chris, I know you got a lot more experience than I do. But my experience, if I'm sending out to a new list, I feel pretty good about 4%. And I used
Yep.
to get down with that until I started punching in the calculator. I went, wait, that's 400. When's the last time I talked to 400 agents?
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's a
Totally
different
true.
4% next week and a different 4% next
Right.
week. And so
That's the
some of it's
point.
the
Yeah.
same, some of it's an overlap, but
Mm.
it's when you're working at this scale. And the other thing I'll caution people on, because I fell into this trap. Don't worry about the unsubscribes.
Oh yeah.
Like tone that out. Like it's
Yep.
some will, some won't. It's okay. 'Cause the way to guarantee no opt outs is send nothing, and then
Yeah.
you'll get no opt outs. Right. So your goal, I guarantee myself and Chris get more opt outs than everybody else here combined
Yep.
Mm,
because we send more messages.
That's
Offers
mm,
right.
minus no's equals money.
mm.
So it's easy to get caught up into that kind of stuff. Because we're not used to. I send out to my warm and friendly crowd. I get no opt outs virtually, and then I send one and I get 243. It's like, yeah, but 10,000. That 243 is nothing. So
Mm,
anyway, just
mm.
some landmines that I stepped on early on.
Good
That's
stuff.
so
Yeah.
good, Carl.
Yeah. Giancarlo.
Okay, so I'm trying to wrap my hand around this whole entire thing because this thing moves way faster than we can even think. So you're telling me, Chris, that I can literally go into ChatGPT, give it a prompt, and tell it to do it every week. And while it's doing that, it's teaching ChatGPT about my expertise in the market. And then I can take all of that information, just send it out through email, through the CRM, and that's just literally going to help me build business.
Hmm.
That's
Is
you.
is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Yep. And it's a weekly newsletter. The consistency is super important and it goes out every Friday. but we want you to become, or I want you to become known as the local market expert so that when those agents that they're not doing a ton of deals, but they do get that deal, it's like, well, who do I send this to? Because they don't really have a lender relationship. It's like, oh, Giancarlo's amazing. He's in my inbox every Friday, sends me great market updates, stuff I can share on social media. That's great. I'm going to give him a call.
And he's a good-looking man.
Oh,
Also
thank you.
that.
Appreciate it. So I'm the best looking that I'm ever gonna be today.
Me too.
I appreciate it, man. This is phenomenal. It's helped me kind of clear out a ton of things, so I appreciate it.
Awesome. Right on. Good to see you.
Boy, I would definitely qualify this. I'll do the first one, and I'm gonna have somebody else do the second through the 100th one.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
That's the best way to do it.
yeah. Understand the process, and then like literally, I'm saying that this would be a great 10th grader activity. Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, Jeff, how you doing, brother? It's been a minute. Oh, you're on mute. Don't do it, Frank. Don't do it.
It's on.
No.
My finger is on the
Don't
trigger,
do it.
Jeff.
He's a
Don't do it.
veteran.
Sorry,
He's
Jeff.
my
My finger is
you
on the
got it.
trigger.
He's a
All right.
veteran. Okay.
Sorry, not enough coffee this morning. Hey, would we want to add 10,000 people if we're going to have 10,000 people into our LOCRM, which to me seems a little overwhelming and possibly mess up my email, or would we want to go to a different delivery method?
So you can totally do it inside the CRM, but you want to warm it up. So send 200 the first week, 400 the next week. The thing that's most important for email deliverability and sends is making sure that when you send, you look at the report that you get back and you unsubscribe or remove anybody that's bounced or that's a bad email address. So those bad emails will bounce back. Just make sure you take those out of the CRM every time you do a send. Clean the list as you get the responses back.
Perfect. And sometimes when I'm doing these auto stuff, it just every week it's coming into people I'm not talking to into the notes section. I just can imagine with 10,000 people. Is there a way to turn that off?
Yes.
So I don't get all that in the conversation part.
Yeah. Surprisingly, very few people will respond back to the emails, but it's a brand building exercise of building the brand so that when they get the deal, you're the one that they call because it's very rare. Like has anybody here ever responded to an email newsletter that they've got? Like, oh, that was great content. I'm just going to send them an email and say thank you. It's like nobody really responds to email newsletters. They open them, they read them, you get the brand awareness, but it really doesn't take any work beyond that.
I never replied back, but I bought their solar panel.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Right. And so that's what we're doing. So Jeff, you won't get a ton of responses and there's not going to be a ton to take care of in the notes section. This is more just about a brand building exercise of making sure that you're in front of all those unqualified agents.
Got it. Thank you.
Man, good to see you, brother.
Thanks, Frank, for not dumping me.
I was going to dump you. I was going to sad trombone you. So I didn't do that. So instead, I'm going to give you a cheer.
Okay.
I'm not sharing my sound. Sorry, but I cheered for you. Trust me.
I broke it.
All right. Thank you.
Chris, would it make sense? And would it make sense? Is it necessary, or is it a good option? Maybe like I'd get my 10,000. I'm just thinking out loud. I'd get my 10,000, and I'd blast it out on any number of email platforms. And when somebody does raise their hand, and I call it raising their hand, when somebody does raise their hand, take that hand raiser out. So like I'd be sending this newsletter out two ways. Number one, this email blasting thing, right? And then my CRM. The CRM would be my warm and fuzzies. And so on the blaster, when somebody raises their hand, replies, I talk to them on the phone, I move them out of there and move them into my CRM, or is that an unnecessary step?
So that's a great question. I think here it's probably better just for everybody to just use that one tool and keep it nice and simple. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
maybe start with a list of 1,000 instead of 10,000.
Exactly.
I got
Yeah.
you. Mhm.
If you're going to scale and go really big and say take the entire state, absolutely, you should have a service just
Start with 1,000.
Yeah. Start with 1,000.
500.
Start with just your local market.
Or even 500 right in my own circle, and then get it going. You're right, because if you overcomplicate it, it won't happen.
Yep,
If you keep
exactly.
it simple, you start it, you start getting results from it, then you hire the 10th grader and you start scaling. But build the first car first
Yep.
and then build the factory. Got it.
And Carl, one thing that you taught me that was so impactful was, being the mayor of your town and being that local celebrity. When we think about email marketing, it's like, oh, it's a list of only 500 people. But it's like, that's 500 agents in your
Mhm.
local marketplace. Like you're driving by those bench signs, you're seeing those
Mhm.
billboards. Those are the ones that are on the other sides of the deals that you're doing. And
Mhm.
so don't let a number like 500 feel small because it's not.
Yes.
If you're consistent with this, you can be the mayor of a really big town.
Yeah, there's many, many, many pastors, preachers, and ministers in the United States that would love to have 500 people,
Yeah.
500 butts in front of them every week. So 500 is a big number.
Yeah,
Yeah, when's
absolutely.
the last time you spoke to 500 people?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Um,
Let's get links going, Chris, just to make sure everybody knows what to do. I think we had a link for the prompt. Is that one or no? Or is it just for the class today?
no, so we had a link for the prompt at the beginning. There's a ton of people in that Google Doc, so that went well. Um,
Okay.
And then loaiclass.com is the
Okay.
registration for the class at noon today, where I just share my screen and build everything. We're really trying to break it so that everybody can see how it actually works and you follow along. So you've got me on the screen and I'm doing it, and then you're doing it as well. And we have members every week that are actually building workflows, building campaigns on that class. It's if you can't already tell, it's super chill and we just have a good time and we build stuff. And it's a lot of fun.
Hey, just as a reminder, if you're enjoying Loan Officer Breakfast Club here on YouTube, you can catch our live shows. The live shows are really cool because there's oftentimes downloads and giveaways. It's really, really fun. To subscribe, you simply go to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. That's loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. Subscribe and join us on our live shows. They're 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Hope to see you there.
Hey, Chris, let me ask something just real quick. So if I'm thinking I'm a scale guy, right? I mean, I can't help but to
Oh,
think
yeah.
that way. So I'm thinking, all right, I had a really smart guy, a very wealthy, smart guy, teach me early on. He said, Carl, don't try to build a parade. This was Dan Kennedy, Chris.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I when I met with him one time, I was telling him about, hey, I want to do this thing. I was all excited. I'm meeting Dan Kennedy. He said, son, let me tell you something. Don't try to build a parade. Find a parade, and then find a cool way to get in front of that parade.
Oh, wow.
Right? Which is great, great wisdom, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking like on these Facebook groups, I make this newsletter and I upload it into my local Palm Harbor Realty, Tampa Bay, St. Pete. I mean, there's dozens. That's not true. A dozen really substantial groups of real estate agents in right here in my own circle. Would I put a picture of the whole newsletter in there? Would I put a link to it? Would I like what would you do with something like that?
So I would, so I would shift it to a social strategy and just be like, hey, gang, great news. One out of four houses in the market right now is selling over list. It's one of the great things that I learned while I was putting together this week's newsletter. If you want to check it out, you can get it here.
I got it. So a teaser, and
Yep.
then here's the rest of it. So
Yep.
one thing I love about your system, brother, is like, and I think all of them. So I think I'm using the right word. All the others they throttle. Like I can grab 300 names this month and then 300, which is I guess not a. I mean it's okay, but on yours I can go download the state of Florida
If you want to. Yep.
today.
Yep.
And the others, it would take me literally 6 months or more,
Yeah.
300 a month. Hell, I wouldn't do it like literally, I wouldn't do it in a year.
Yeah.
Like literally, wouldn't do it in a year. And so I love the way your system. So cool, we can just grab these names, upload them into Facebook, run Facebook ads to those people. They raise their hand, they reply back, yes, subscribe to my newsletter. Then I take them and I put them in my warm and fuzzy list in the LO CRM. And now I keep in a very clean CRM and I'm impacting a lot of people all using the same list without, emailing out 10,000 people that don't know me kind of thing and dirtying up my IP address. So very interesting, man. I like this.
Yeah. Right on. Thanks,
People love
brother.
newsletters. People love
Oh,
newsletters. Yeah.
it is. And email works. I've seen
It does.
If I had a
Email's
penny
great.
for every time I had somebody send me an email saying email's dying.
Hey, let me tell you something. And I'll tell you a true
I get
statement.
a lot from email. Yeah.
If you were to say, we believe in the octopus method, right? We do all these different things. If somebody said, "Hey, Carl, you either have to eliminate your email or eliminate your social media," and I'm not going to, neither one. But if I had to, there's no comparison. No comparison.
Yeah.
The thing about the social media, it gives us that feel good because we can see when people do it. In an email, you really can't see it per se. But I guarantee you, if you do email and do both, I'm not saying pick one or the other, but if you're doing it right, your email should spank your social media, even if you're world class social media.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, sorry. Jen just sent me a message. I forgot. We're doing
You
a
have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I'm supposed to sell things,
Oh.
apparently.
Got it.
Yeah. Anyways, we're
When did
doing a
that start?
$1 free trial for the
When did that
CRM.
start? When did that start?
Yeah,
Gotta sell
it's
something.
new. It's new. So if there's anybody here that's like, oh, the loan officer CRM, that looks cool. I'd like access to the model match data. I'd like to come along with this thing. We've opened up a bunch of slots for $1 free trials, Carl. So if people go to the document, they can try the thing for 4 weeks for $1. And then after that, subscription turns on and you're in. And everybody that gets the $1 free trial gets 2 one-on-one onboarding calls as well. So our team will literally like get on a Zoom, click all the buttons, set the whole thing up for you. So you can get access to that if you go to the document. There's a big green button at the top. So Jen, thank you for the reminder.
That's a good deal.
Hey, where are you going to be at in early March, Chris? Where are you going to be? Are you traveling around anywhere? Or?
Early March, I will be headquartered in Costa Rica, and
Okay,
then
cool.
and then I've got a couple of back and forths. I'm actually scratching something off my bucket list at the end of March.
What are you doing?
I've always wanted to jump out of a helicopter onto a mountain. I know that sounds a little
You
bit
know, me
weird.
too. Me too. I think of that often. I want to jump out of a helicopter onto a mountain. I've always just, you're what?
Yeah, it's so heliboarding, and my wife told me, Chris, you're
Heliboarding.
getting to the age where it might not be
Is
possible.
this on snow? Is this
Yeah,
snow?
on snow. Yeah.
So you jump out of a helicopter with a snowboard
Yep.
and coming down a mountain that otherwise you couldn't get to because you can't get to by any other way.
That's right.
Don't do it, Chris.
Hey, hey, Jennifer
Don't do
Woodland.
it.
Jennifer Woodland, make sure you have all his passwords and login information. Cause
I was just thinking the same thing. He's gonna need like body padding on for
Yeah,
his
yeah,
job. Right, Chris?
wow.
Yeah. So that's on the calendar for then as well. What are you doing?
Well, we're doing a 2 day in March.
Seriously?
So just FYI, yeah, just FYI, it's here in Clearwater. We haven't. We're getting all the members in first, and then we're going to open it to the. If there's any seats left, we're going to open it to the public. But yeah, this newsletter thing is killer.
That's awesome. Well,
yeah.
I would be honored to get an invite. If you guys will sell me a ticket, maybe I can have the helicopter drop me off on the way.
Yeah. With the with a one of the skydiving capital of the world is actually not too far from here. You ever heard of Zephyr Hills, Florida?
I have heard of that.
Yeah, it's world renowned for skydiving. And
No way.
yeah, they have a thing there in October. It's called or November. It's called the Turkey Shoot. Shoot spelled CHUTE. Like a parachute.
Yeah.
A turkey shoot, and it's wild. When I was a young lad, we'd go out there, and people from all over the nation, and I was 16 at the time, so all these, foreign lady, other young teenage girl, it's a fascinating how this little tiny itty bitty little town just has this massive parachuting thing because there's no mountains, there are a bunch of cow pastures everywhere, and you're not going to fall into the cactus, so to speak.
Wow.
So it's really cool, man.
Oh, that's really cool.
Can you
That's way
imagine being
better
the
than an
first
Elvis
guy that
festival.
tested the first parachute?
Here, I'll give you a thought. This is totally off key. And hey, we're done here. We're going way off on. But hey, I often thought, so in some of these countries years ago, they used blowguns, to catch something to eat.
Yeah, blow dart.
Right? Yeah, blow dart, and monkeys was a common thing that they would blow dart. Because the monkey's up in the tree, thinks he's safe. You
Yeah.
blow dart him, the poison hits him. And the poison they used was curare because it grew. It was came from a tree bark of a tree, and you rub this little arrow in it, and you blow dart it. Well, I often thought, so you just poisoned this monkey, it died, and now you're going, hey, let's eat it.
Yeah.
Well, how would you know the poison?
Yeah.
So
These are
just
deep
by
questions.
chance, so just by chance, the curare, you can drink it, and the stomach has acids in it, and it totally neutralizes it, right?
Oh, okay.
So you could drink a gallon of it, and it wouldn't affect you. You put 1 cc in your bloodstream, you're going to stop breathing, right? But I also
Really?
thought, but they didn't know that, right? They didn't know that, right? And so the first monkey that died, it was like, honey, I brought you home a monkey. You know, who ate that first one? I wondered about that.
Let's have the neighbors over. Let's,
So anyway,
Oh my. I don't know.
I don't even know
Carl,
where
you've
that
got
came
some
out. Where
awesome information.
did that? What actually they use that drug in anesthesia even today. So it's a paralyzing agent. It actually doesn't poison you. It paralyzes all your muscles, including your diaphragm. So you
Oh wow.
stop breathing. You know, and the worst
and
part
it's
is
bark on a tree.
yeah, or the inside of a bark on a tree. Curare, yeah, currare. I think it's spelled
Yeah, I have
right.
no idea what that is.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I have
But I
no
can't spell
idea.
behoove.
I have no idea why my
I
brain
know.
went there. I
Yeah.
think part of the reason is I'm on I started a fast last night with Chris. He inspired me, and so anytime I do that, I always get a spike in blood sugar. Oddly enough, the first day, and so my brain went right to the curare and a poison monkey for some reason. So,
And Dave Fox, the best conversations always lead to monkeys.
yeah,
They
the poor
do.
monkey.
All right, let's
Anyway.
roll. You guys ready?
All
You
right.
guys
Go.
ready to roll?
Happy
All right, look,
Friday,
guys,
everybody.
have a great weekend. Get on to the loaiclass.com today. loaiclass.com. Join Chris Johnstone. Get it rocking and rolling. We'll see you guys. On
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Can you meet me on my link real quick?
Yeah,
You
sure.
have 5 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm talking to you know which one it is, right?
I got you.
Okay, I'll see you there. Okay.
All right. Adios, guys. See ya.
Have a great Friday, everybody, and have a wonderful weekend.